Hi everyone, it's Sean Murphy and welcome back to my channel. It's time for In the Frame. So let's jump straight into it, guys. It's In the Frame. If you are watching for the first time, this is where I play a frame of snooker against myself. I'm going to talk you through almost every single shot, why I'm playing it, why I'm not playing a different shot. It'll be obvious, you'll get it as soon as we get stuck in. Plenty of these already out, so if you want to track back and see how it's gone, so far I've won all the frames, I will say that. But each good frame starts with a break off, so let's crack straight into it. Some of these frames will have big breaks, and some of them will be a little bit more tactical, but the great thing about these videos is it's my opportunity to walk you through every single shot I'm playing, and as I say, why and how. So let's get things moving with the break off. This is the last red as always, loads of left hand side from this side. That cue ball coming round nicely to the ball cushion. And you know, through these videos, I'm trying to take it as seriously as I would do if this were, you know, the final frame of a big match. Obviously, you know, it's difficult to do that, but I'm trying as best I can. Couple of shot choices here for me. You know, I could try and pop that red into the corner pocket, play for position on the black, but of course, you know, if I do miss it, you know, I don't really know where the red's going to go. The white looks like it's going to leave the red above the black. Very, very risky shot. I'm just having a little look here. There's a potential plant on this red, onto this red here at the bottom of the cluster, which might knock that red into the corner pocket. It's nowhere near set. It's quite awkward. But it is a natural angle for the cue ball to go through this gap between these two reds, off the cushions and back up here for a bit of safety. So there's a bit of safety in mind in this one. So I think this is the shot I'd play. Potentially thinking about the plant and the cue ball. It's that classic shot to nothing, isn't it? Let's see how close I can get to it. It's not set, so I've got to try and knock that red a lot thicker than I would do normally. Get the cue ball home. Well, I'm pleased with that. Didn't know anything about the red going over the corner, and of course that's the risk, isn't it? You know, when you start moving balls around the table, you've got no real concept of where they're going to finish, so it's always a risk. As it is, that's worked out perfectly. I'm just going to come down and see what damage the red by the black's done. Okay, so this red does pot, but the black doesn't, so that tells me that this red is going to have to go very, very soon. That red over the pocket is fantastic, but I'd love to leave that there for as long as I possibly can. And I'm just trying to work out my route. How do I find myself as soon as possible here on this red so I can pop the red, play for the black in the same pocket and still have that red waiting over that corner, maybe if I want to play a split shot or something. I could, if I wanted to now, try and pop the green and screw down into this zone, but I risk bringing the cue ball down towards this cushion, which makes that pop very difficult. The black doesn't pot into this pocket. I'd then be forced to move this red if it goes wrong. Take my insurance policy away too soon. So that might not be, you know, the greatest idea, but I don't have loads of other options. I can't really get down here with the cue ball. I haven't got the angle on the green to get through this gap to play for this red to the middle. So do you know what? I think I am going to play the green. And in my mind's eye, I'm playing for here, exactly there, so that I can pop that red next to the black, screw back and play the black into the same pocket. If it doesn't work, I'm going to leave that red, and providing I've got the angle on this red, I'll play this red next. Now, the important thing here is not to get too much screw, not to get too much spin on the cue ball and accidentally collide with the blue. That could happen as well. So, bit to do here. Need to pop the green nicely, enough backspin on to get down the table, but not enough to throw the cue ball wide into the blue. Remember, I'm playing for there. Here, and I start nudging the black, and low on the red's no good. So it's quite a small margin of error I've got for this red. Anyway, let's get through the cue ball nicely, nice and low, get some spin on it, stay down. And that's quite a long way short, isn't it? So, you know, that goes to show you, doesn't it? You know, I've played for the red by the black, and I've underhit it by, you know, 2 feet, but I'm still okay. And of course, if I pop this red over the middle and get a good angle on the blue, then I can get to that red by the black next time round. So I only just want to be top side of the blue here. I don't want to go too far up the table. And that looks okay. Got a good angle here on the blue to play on and off the side cushion. But I need to play with some side spin here, running side in this case. If I just play the cue ball off the cushion there with no side, it'll come out here in behind this red. So I need to play it with left-hand side. So when the cue ball hits the cushion, the angle widens and the cue ball's taken down for this red. As I say, this red by the black's causing all the trouble. So that's going to have to go. That's my idea. I'd like to play that next. So I need that cue ball underneath the red by the side of the pack and on for the red next to the black. Little bit of left-hand side, on and off the cushion. Widens the angle in behind that red. And hopefully perfectly on that red by the black. Do you know, that looks quite good from here. That's 10. And you know, I couldn't have picked that up with my hand and played it any better. I've got to be honest, I'm delighted with that. I am going to just graze the black in potting this red. But I shouldn't do too much damage. The question here is, on the next shot, I'm probably going to be down here somewhere, as long as I don't move the black too much. I'll be down here. And from here, will I then want to pot the black and risk disturbing these reds, knowing I've got this red over the pocket? That's the idea. The only thing that could scupper that is if, in this shot, I just nudge the black a little bit too far. Anyway, the shot here is just to graze the black on the way past. Don't want to move it too much. In fact, I've managed to miss it completely. And now I'm thinking early doors. I'm only on 11. But I've somehow, in the last few shots, managed to find my way onto the most problematic red. Got that out of the way early, had a good think about it. And now I've finished in a position where it's almost impossible to pot this black, split the reds, and not be on a red for my next shot because of that red that's waiting over the pocket. You've heard me refer to these balls a few times as like insurance reds or emergency reds, and that's what that's been. That's been my, insurance ball. The break's only on 11, but I'm going to play the split shot now because it can't go wrong. Famous last words if I ever heard them. The only thing to consider here is that, if there's a plant in the pack, so when I pop the black, splash the reds everywhere, there's a possibility of these two reds. See, if I cannon this red here, it might knock onto this one, and it might knock a red into this middle pocket. I am seeing that, but I think that's a risk I'm just going to have to take. Don't miss the black, whatever you do. Screw through the pack, and hopefully be on this red over the corner pocket. Yeah, I'm pretty pleased with that. That's not exactly how I thought it was going to work out, but, we've moved some reds and we're nicely in play. Break moves on to 18, and there's now, a good 4-5 loose-ish reds. And the break looks nice. I'm just checking to see what goes and what doesn't go. This red pots into that corner. That red obviously pots into both corners. This one only pots into that corner at the moment. The red by the black is in the way. Once these two are gone, this red here will also be pottable. And again, that famous term, the insurance red, this one waiting up here in no danger at all. I really want to leave that. I've already identified that as a ball. Leave that until I don't, until I run out of position. Obviously, I'm only on 18 points, so we're nowhere near winning the frame at this visit. But let's play a nice little shot on the red here. A little bit of left-hand side, just to take us slightly nearer the black. Just overhit that a fraction, but it's not too bad. And now I'm going to play to pot the black on and off the cushion with just a dash of right-hand side. I'm trying to leave the cue ball in here somewhere so they can take this red next, because that's the red that's causing the problems. That's stopping this red here from potting. So let's move it now. Yeah, just fractionally under hit. Means I probably can't play for the black next time round, but it's not the end of the world. Okay, so let's have a little look-see. Break moves on to 26. Now it looks obvious this time to just pop the red and play for the pink, but the pink spot's occupied. And these are the things you've got to watch out for in these situations. If I do pop the pink, where's the pink going to go? It doesn't look like there's room in the pack there. So the pink would be respotted here. No other spots available. And of course the rule says it goes in a direct line as close as it can to its own spot, but in a direct line up the middle of the table. So the pink would actually get replaced here, which would spoil this red. This red then becomes unpottable. So there's no value at all playing for the pink. Want to leave the pink where it is. And so on that basis, I'm going to play up for the blue. I'm just going to use the cushion, on and off this cushion, with just a little bit of left-hand side, more so just because I find that a slightly easier way to play the shot. I don't need the left-hand side for this shot. I just personally find it easier on angled shots to use. Now you can use whichever term you want. You can say running side, helping side, I don't mind which term you use. But most angled shots I would play with a little bit of running or helping side. It's just the way I grew up playing the game. I find it very hard to play angled shots playing ball with no side spin. So I don't need to use the side spin here. I'm playing on and off the cushion. You know, ideally I'd love to finish just top side of the blue so I can pop the blue and come back down for these reds. But because of the insurance red, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter if I run into it. It doesn't matter if I come past it. I can play a baulk colour. You know, I'm in a good position here. This is a shot that can't really go wrong. The only thing that can happen here to thwart me is the cue ball finishes stuck behind that red. Then it's break over. That's the only thing that can go wrong here. Hopefully that won't happen. So nice pot red on and off the cushion with just a little bit of left-hand side. And as I say, it didn't make any difference where that cue ball finished. It's finished short of the blue, but hey, I've got the insurance red, so that doesn't matter. 27 now, and I'm just looking to see what colour to play for after the blue. I can't really pop the blue. Maybe I can. Can I pop the blue, hold the cue ball here, so that after I pop the red, I can still pop the blue and get down the table? I can easily pop the blue and come here to then pop the red and play for the black. I think what I'm going to play is blue. I'm trying to hold the cue ball here. Then I can pop the red, retain position top side of the blue. That makes getting down here for these reds just that little bit easier. These two reds are easier to get to from the blue than they are the black. So I'm going to play a slightly more difficult shot, and it's only slightly more difficult on the blue to hold that cue ball, to kill it with so much backspin, but I'm going to hit it so softly the cue ball will hardly move and hopefully finish straight on this red. If it goes too far, then I'll play for the black next. How have I done? Well, it looks very, very straight from there. I might be okay. I know that shot looked extremely straightforward, and to some degree it was, but it was important that it finished in the right place. So the break moves on to 32. I've now got the perfect angle on this red, just to stun it in, just a little stun shot, low on the cue ball, bit of a punch, stop it dead, and that's got me perfectly back on the blue to play down for those two reds at the base of the pack. And as I walk around the table again, I can see from this position, once these two reds, which are hopefully going to be next, disappear, it will reveal this red, and that red goes into the middle or that corner as well once those two reds are gone. So I'm on 33, 38 with the black, and there's obviously another 24 available with these three reds. That knocks me up to 62. I will need to nudge into something else if I'm going to win this frame at one visit, but we're in good position here. Nice little stun shot here. I would love to play off the cushion and go towards these reds. I was always taught in break building, if you can go towards your next shot off a cushion rather than going past it. You can see here, if I play the stun shot, the cue ball's coming down the table and it's going to go past the two reds. It's on a trajectory to go past them. If I could play off the cushion and go towards them, I would do that. That would be my preference. But this red's in the way. So I'm going to have to play the stun shot. Anywhere past here to there, in that space there on the table, is fine. So I'm playing for like a 6-inch square part of the table. Nice stun shot, no side spin. and hopefully stun into the gap. And that's just about perfect. Break moves on to 38. As I say, these 3 loose reds represent a possible 24. So I would now be looking at the scoreboard thinking, well, that's 38 and 24, that's 62. If I can take blacks with these 3 open reds. I will then need at least one of these reds that's tied up to win the frame. Just having a look, this top red here looks like it might be potable from here, but it's very, very precise. What I am going to do here is just concentrate on these next few reds. I'm going to pop this red first, stun just past this red to leave a high angle on the black so that I can then pop the black and come back for this loose red. So I'm sort of 2-3 shots ahead here. And this break's turning into a nice opportunity to win this frame in one visit. That's nicely played onto the black. And as I say, little soft stun on the black, just a little bit of right hand side, mainly because that's just how I like to play it. This shot's what we call a right to left. Running side in this case is going to help the cue ball just speed up and widen off the cushion. I just find it a more natural way to play this shot with side spin. I don't need it. It's just a more natural thing that I see. I prefer that. You don't have to play it like that. Play all your angled shots playing ball. I don't mind. I just like playing them with just a little bit of side. So anyway, back to the job in hand. Black ball on and off the cushion with the cue ball nicely on the next red. Just waiting for that cue ball to keep running, keep running, keep running. Well, it's a little bit short on the red. Don't think we're going to be able to play for the black next time round. And that's taken the break to 46. And because that cue ball has finished ever so slightly short, that's now complicated things slightly. Now I can, if I want to, risk playing this with topspin and cannoning into these reds and risking the cue ball running through for the black into this corner. But that's very risky, especially at this stage of a break. That's a big risk to take. So I'm looking at playing for the pink, and of course I have that same problem, don't I? The pink spot's taken. Where will it go? It'll go at the back. That won't do me any damage here actually, because that will leave room for the cue ball to get through for this red from over here. So I'm going to play for the pink, and as long as I finish somewhere around there, that will leave me the angle to pop the pink and get to the next red. So a little stun shot, nice and straight on the pink would be perfect. How's the angle? Well, do you know, it's not great. I've left that about a ball's width short, and that distance means all the world here, because in potting the pink, a pot on the pink straightforward, but instead of being able to leave the cue ball here and pop this red, glance off the others and play for the black, the angle on the pink is now dragging the cue ball up here, which means the position off the next red, it's going to be more guesswork. So because I've lost control of that cue ball, I've turned what was not a guaranteed frame winning opportunity, but it was very close to. I've messed it up. Just the distance between the cue ball being there and being there has made all the difference here. So I'm going to drop the pink in. I'll automatically be on the red, a little bit further away from it than I wanted to be, but there's nothing I can do about it. It wasn't that shot that was the bad one, it was the previous red. So that is, I'm just trying to remember the score, that is 53, pink spot occupied. The pink goes in behind the reds, none of the other spots available, goes in a direct line up the middle of the table, and it goes as close as it can to that red without touching. That's very, very close. And now we're back in play. 53, I'm not thinking about the double on the red. That would be ridiculous. Leave that over there, we don't need it. But there's absolutely no way of me guaranteeing position on the next colour here. I'm looking at this. I can play this shot with top spin, back spin, any spin I want. It's total guesswork here. What I am going to do is play it with screw, like almost maximum effort here on the red, and pop the red, screw the cue ball into these 5 reds and hope that there's enough spin on that cue ball to make it come out. And I'm hoping to have position on the blue or baulk colour after this shot. Several things could go wrong with this shot. Because I'm putting a lot of effort into the cue ball, I could miss the red. The red could collide with, the cue ball could collide with multiple reds on its journey, and that could kill the white stone dead and stop it here in this cluster. That would be carnage. I could screw off and finish on the cushion. I could screw off them and go in off. I could screw off them and end up in baulk. Again, all these things lead to break being over. I'm on 53. I'm right at the point here where, you know, 3 or 4 more pots wins me the frame in one hit. And that, of course, is the objective. So, as I say, there's no way of predicting where these are going to go. Just going to concentrate on potting that red with a lot of backspin. And let's see where we end up. Keep everything crossed. Oh, I tell you what, that was very close to the middle, wasn't it? And in a match situation, I mean, I would be delighted with that outcome. How could I possibly wish that to have gone any better? Black's still in play, pink's in play. I've knocked a red to the cushion, that's more insurance. If I do make a mistake now, the clearance is twice as hard as it was a few moments ago before I played that shot. 54 the break moves on to, and I'm perfectly placed on the yellow or the brown. I'm going to pot the brown. I'm going to sort of play a screwy stun shot. Not if a screw shot would bring the cue ball here, a stun shot would bring the cue ball down there. So I'm going to play a shot that's kind of 50-50. It's a bit of both, and I'm hopefully going to leave that cue ball in that area for a choice of reds. Nice shot here on the brown to retain position. And that is about perfect. Break moves on to 58. Well, I say it's about perfect. It's kind of a bit in the middle, isn't it? It's okay. I can play a little delicate screw shot on this red. Up for position on the blue. Just make sure of the pot. And wouldn't you know, I've done all that hard work and missed the red. How often does that happen? All the time. Yeah, happens to me, happens to you, happens to everybody. 58, so not enough to win the frame, I'm afraid. Should have been a frame over, that should have been the frame one in one visit. The only good thing from my point of view as the player ahead now is that I've blocked, that red doesn't go, I've made the clearance double difficult. But as I come to the table now, if I was 58 behind, I'm just thankful to have another shot. Now, that shot, how am I going to go about trying to clear the table? I'm going to take the chance early. I'm going to try and pot this red with the rest, which makes it more difficult. I'm going to stun that cue ball around the angles and hopefully nudge these reds, at least one of them, off that cushion. I've got the pink and black waiting for me. As long as I pot this red and make the cannon, I should be okay. Nice stun shot. Keep that elbow up. That's vital with the rest. Head still. Oh, didn't really get the cannon as I wanted to. Just got the 1 point there. That cannon has flicked that red, so that red now pots. Now I'm going to take a chance because I'm going to have to risk something here if I want to make the clearance. I'm going to try and pot the blue and send the cue ball between the yellow and brown. I'm going to take the chance here and play off the baulk cushion with just a little bit of left-hand side, just to widen the angle of the cue ball a little. And I'm trying to hit this red. It's quite a big target to hit this red. As long as I hit anywhere south of this knuckle on the middle pocket, I will hit this red. So I've got all of that cushion to hit to move that red. That red in turn will go towards that pocket, which might be potable. And it might also move the red by the cushion. That's the theory anyway. What you mustn't do in this situation is miss the blue. So pot the blue through the gap. I can't see that red in my eye line. Here it comes. Miss the cannon. And now I'm thinking, don't finish behind the blue spot. That would be terrible. That would be very unlucky. Okay. 52 behind. Thought that cannon was almost unmissable, you know. Now, this red, nobody likes these types of shots. Got to play this very, very delicately. Soft screw shot, on and off the cushion for the pink. Oh, missed it. Oh dear, they're not nice. They're not nice at all. So, 52 ahead, come to the table. Need the extension for this shot. And I look at the table now and I think, well, okay, I'm 52 ahead, 53 for the red. The black would put me 60 points ahead. So I'm not interested in the pink. I'm only playing for the black here. Drop the red in for the black. I mean, that's not perfectly on the black by any stretch. But I've got a nice angle on the black. So I can just drop it in, and I should have position on that red on the side cushion. See if I can just drop this in and just glide past it. This black will leave my opponent needing snookers. It has. And that's about perfect on this red. And if you're in match play now, the rule here is when you get to the snookers required stage, really try and pot that next ball because it'll keep your opponent sat in their chair. If I were playing in a match here now and I were to go for this red and miss it, my opponent, they're not going to get it. They're not going to be interested. So I think I got my words mixed up there. If I go for this red and miss it, they will get out and play for snookers is what I'm trying to say. So I'm 60 points ahead, 4 reds left, that's 59. No heroics here, just drop the red in. Don't worry about the colour. I now know the frame's over. There's no way my opponent, no matter who they are, would come back to the table now. Anyway, top spin on this to try and get close to the next red. Which is nice. I now know the frame's over in my mind's eye, but let's try and clear the table if we possibly can. Stun up for a nice angle on the pink so we can move the next red. That's nice. And that's left me with the angle. I can play the little cannon off the pink, soft cannon to this red. I might leave that red on, but I'll definitely have that one available should I miss it. Nice gentle cannon. And what type of position has that left? Obviously, if I was trying to clear the table now, you know, the one over the one by the corner pocket, that's very, very difficult. I'm going to try and actually move it. I'm going to try and pop this red into that far right middle pocket, up and down the table, a little bit of left-hand side on the cue ball, and hopefully move this red over the corner pocket. This is more of a Judd Trump special. Oh, I didn't get the side on. It was close. Didn't quite get the side spin on. Needed that cue ball as it came up the table. Needed that left-hand side to bring that cue ball back down that line. Instead, it went that way and missed the red altogether. But it doesn't matter because I've got the frame in the bag. Pop this pink plain ball back across the table for the red. Don't really want to be straight on this. It will make getting to the next colour very, very difficult. That's okay. Back out with the extending rest. You know, when I got this table, I wondered why I was getting this rest because I never thought I'd use it. I've used it twice in one frame. And now I've got to drop this red in. And this red reminds me of a red that I missed in what turned out to be the final frame of the World Championship final in 2021. Not that I've remembered it since, you understand. It was a lot more difficult than this, but yeah, that one still lives long in the memory. I've just got to drop this in for the black. No heroics. No need to hit it hard. Just try and drop it in. Oh, just about. Just about. Got a nice low angle this time on the black. Put the extension back. Nice angle on the black here, just to drop it in and get position on the yellow. Don't want to go in off in the middle pocket though. Oh, and it's nicely there. And now, as we've seen hundreds, if not thousands of times, we've got the colour clearance. Stun the cue ball on and off the side cushion for position on the green. That's nice. And this is all about just leaving a nice angle on the brown to get to the blue. On and off the cushion here, I play this with just a touch of right-hand side, just gently. And that leaves me perfectly on the brown. I'm just going to play the direct screw this time, just down there. As long as I'm top side of the blue, I don't mind where it finishes. Yeah, that's fine. It's a little bit high on the blue to be able to play for the pink without using a cushion. So I'm going to play the traditional up and down, pot the blue, stun down onto the cushion. I've got to play this with right hand side, which in this case is check side. That will bring the cue ball back closer to the pink and should finish in and around that spot. If I played this plain ball with no side, the cue ball would hit this cushion and it would finish too near this side cushion here. So the right hand side acting as check side for this shot, bringing that cue ball on and off the cushion and closer to the pink, just makes the clearance easier. There you see the check side, keeps that cue ball up more into the middle of the table. And a bit of a stun shot on the pink, hopefully get on the black. And if you did need the black for the frame, a straight black is the one you want. And that was very good. Could have been a frame one in one visit. It wasn't. It needed 2 bites at the cherry, but thankfully got the job done in the end. I hope you've enjoyed In the Frame. Get stuck into those comments. Let me know what you thought of the video. Let me know what you thought of the shots that I played. Was there any shots that you would have played differently? Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you don't already. Get those notifications turned on so you don't miss any new videos. And I'll see you next time.